I spent 30 years writing for the Daily Banner here in Madisonville, Kentucky. Covered everything from high school football to town hall disputes. But the story that stuck with me most was the one I never got to publish. It was the one I never got to cover. It was about Don Mercer. Don was our animal control officer. Quiet guy, lived alone, always polite. The kind of man who'd wave from his truck even if you didn't wave back. He'd been doing that job since the 90s, wore the same faded uniform every day, drove the same rattling white van with the cage partition in the back. People trusted Don. He was a part of the scenery, like the water tower or the diner sign. A few summers ago, I started hearing odd stories from the folks around town. A stray dog had been seen wandering neighborhoods late at night. Always the same description. Black coat, medium build, missing one eye. It never barked, never growled, just stared. Through windows, across porches. Sometimes it would sit still as a stone in someone's backyard until dawn. It was starting to make people uneasy. At first, Don treated it like any other call. Said it was probably a coyote, maybe a shepherd mix. But the weird thing was it always got away. Neighbors said it moved like it knew where the traps would be. And Don, for the first time I'd ever seen, seemed frustrated. He started working later and later, driving slowly through neighborhoods, long after dark. Folks would spot him in his van at the edge of the woods, engine idling, lights off. Then things got worse. A couple of kids in the Glen Ridge development said that a dog came up to their sliding glass door and just stared inside for over an hour. Wouldn't move, wouldn't blink. Their parents thought it was a prank until they saw the paw prints the next morning, deep ones, perfectly, sitting still in the dirt. That fall, I retired. I wasn't looking to get involved in the town gossip anymore, but I had known Don for years, and something about all this just didn't sit right with me. So I started looking back at old reports, calls to animal control, complaints to neighbors. It all traced back 6 months. Same stray, same escape, same dog. But then I came across something I hadn't expected. A few years prior, Don had adopted a retired police canine animal, a black German shepherd named Vega. Trained, sharp, obedient to a fault. Town held a little ceremony when he took the dog in. But somewhere along the way, the dog disappeared. No explanation, no mention, not even an obituary in the paper. That was the first red flag. The second came when I caught a call from a former deputy I used to play cards with. Said he'd been called to Don's place once on a routine welfare check. Don never answered the door. Claimed he had been sleeping, but when the deputy got close to the house, he heard barking, muffled. Not from a backyard, but from below. He filed it with the department. It got passed along, but nothing ever really came of it. A welfare check without a visible emergency isn't much in a town like ours. Still, he said he never forgot that sound. Then came the final call, this one from a kid. 9-year-old boy named Toby saw the dog walking through his yard around midnight. He followed it down through the streets, through an overgrown lot towards Don's property. His parents woke up and realized he was gone and called 911 in a panic. Officers responded fast and found the boy standing outside Don's tool shed, barefoot, holding the dog's collar. He kept telling everyone, "It wanted me to show you. It wanted me to show you." They opened the shed and found the trap door under the rug. Beneath it was a storm cellar. not on any property records. The air inside was hot and wet like rot. They found a cot, food wrappers, empty cages, and a girl. 16, alive, barely. She had been missing for 2 months. And that dog wasn't a stray. It was Vega, Don's old dog. Somehow it had escaped. It had been the one showing up at windows, the one waiting in backyards. It wasn't stalking the town. It was trying to warn it. I saw Don once after the arrest at the courthouse. He looked smaller somehow, sat there in the orange jumpsuit, staring through me like he was mentally already somewhere else. He had kept 3 victims down there. One didn't survive, and the other 2, they never spoke publicly. I don't blame them. The town tried to move on, pretend it was a fluke, a monster in a uniform they thought they knew. But every now and then, when I drive past those same quiet streets, I find myself looking towards the tree line and listening. Not for Don, but for the dog. Because for all the badges, all the titles, all the laws that we think protect us, it was something silent, wounded, and forgotten that finally pointed us to the truth.